know when a man knows, he knows. Like, it just...
Oh, yeah, but you still got to take steps, especially when you 43 years old and when you've been married before and that seem fresh and you got children. Got to make sure that you don't just make any rash. My divorce. I'm still trying to shake off still, though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm reminded in terms of having 4 children by her every day.
You still stuck?
No, I'm not stuck. I'm not even thinking about my...
You think about it every day. That's stuck, bruh.
It's more of...
I keep suggesting you going to therapy and like working with various people so you can get through that.
Oh, there's counseling.
Because that's why you're still stuck, bruh.
No.
Let's break this down for what it really is. Martell Holt just gave us one of the most confusing, emotional, and downright chaotic moments we've seen in a long time. And coming from someone who has built his whole image around drama and confusion, that says a lot. Picture this: Martell walks into what looks like a regular furniture store. No big moment, no staged cameras, just him supposedly browsing for a business investment. But instead of walking out with a new couch or coffee table, he left barefoot and emotionally exposed, right there in front of everyone. No script. No filter. Just raw emotion pouring out like a faucet that's been broken for years. And here's where it gets even messier: he wasn't alone. Destiny Payton was with him. And if you know anything about Destiny, you know she doesn't miss a beat. The moment Martell started talking about looking at rings for Arian Curry, no less Destiny was on it. She didn't play dumb or let it slide. She asked the question everyone at home was screaming at the screen. How are you looking at engagement rings when you're still talking about your divorce like it just happened? And boom, just like that, the mask slipped. Martell froze. No slick answers. No smooth talk. Just silence and a downward gaze. You could see it in his eyes, he was spiraling. His heart is clearly torn, even if his body is with someone else. That man is emotionally parked outside Melody's house every night, even if he physically shares a bed with Ariane. He tried to salvage the moment, saying things like Ariane supports him, cooks for him, respects him. That she'd make a good wife. But none of it hit right. Not when, in the same breath, he admits he's still in pain. That he sees Melody in his kids' faces. That the divorce still lingers like smoke after a fire. And you know what? That's not healing. That's someone stuck in the ruins, pretending he built a castle. The internet didn't waste a second. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, every platform exploded. Fans were dragging him from one end of the timeline to the other. One person tweeted, "You don't miss Melody. You miss the peace she gave you." Another said, "Ariane is just renting space. Melody was the owner." And honestly, that felt true. Meanwhile, Melody posted a photo on a rooftop glowing, unbothered, looking like the embodiment of peace. No captions throwing shade. Just vibes. That kind of healing? That kind of glow? You don't fake that. That's the look of someone who left the drama behind and didn't look back. And Martell? He went quiet. No excuses. Just a few sad selfies and a whole lot of silence. And sometimes, silence says it all. That I messed up kind of silence. That I lost something I'll never get back kind of silence. Behind the scenes, it's even worse. Word is, Martell's been telling production he never believed Melody would actually leave for good. He thought she'd always be there, waiting. But she didn't wait. She left. And that reality? It's finally hitting him. Now he's juggling brand deals, trying to keep his name afloat on reality TV, while Melody's out here thriving, launching skincare lines, giving speeches, elevating herself. He's surviving. She's living. And it shows. And poor Ariane? She had no idea this emotional meltdown was about to air. She found out like the rest of us watching it play out on TV. Imagine thinking your man is ring shopping for you, and then watching him on national television breaking down over his ex-wife. Sources say she was furious, crying, yelling, threatening to leave. But we've seen this loop before, haven't we? Ariane threatens to leave. Martell sweet talks her back. The cycle continues. But this time, it hit different. This wasn't just private pain, it was public embarrassment. And that stings deeper. Martell didn't just look confused, he admitted he was emotionally stuck. He basically told the world that Melody still owns his heart, and Ariane? Well, she's holding space, not holding him. She's the placeholder, not the prize. And the internet wasn't kind. Sis posting wife vibes while dude's crying over his ex, one comment read. Martell still living in Melody's shadow, and Ariane just holding the flashlight, another said. The worst part? Martell said nothing after the episode aired. No statement. No apology. Just more curated Instagram posts with empty smiles and hollow eyes. His fans noticed. Even the ones who used to ride for him. People started calling him out, saying he's selfish, lost, and emotionally immature. Meanwhile, Melody's fans were loud. They felt justified. They'd been saying for years that Martell didn't value her. That he only realized what he had after he destroyed it. And now, finally, years later, he's admitting he still loves her, but it's too late. Martell's been showing up to events alone, too. The same man who used to brag about going places with Ariane is now attending red carpets and fundraisers solo. And the cameras don't lie. People close to production say when the lights go off, so does Martell's charm. He walks away deep in thought, like a man lost in his own regrets. And here's the wildest part, he tried to reach out to Melody again. Not directly. Through a mutual friend. Just wanted to talk, he said. But Melody wasn't falling for it. She made it clear she's done repeating history. She's healed. She's protecting her peace. Martell's problem is, he keeps trying to replace something real with something easy. Ariane gives him comfort, but not connection. She supports him, but she doesn't challenge him. With Melody, he had to earn her love. She didn't just hand it over, he had to grow for it. And now, with everything falling apart, he realizes the difference between love and convenience. But realization doesn't equal redemption. Every time he posts, the comments remind him. You gave up a queen. She's glowing without you. You're just playing house now. Martell still acts like he's in control. But the truth? His pain is showing. His regret is leaking through every word he doesn't say. And no matter how many times he tries to convince us and himself that he's fine, the world can see the cracks. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about just Martell and Ariane. Or even Martell and Melody. This is about what happens when a man finally realizes the weight of his own choices, when the spotlight fades and all that's left is silence, memory, and the love he let slip through his fingers. People who really know Martell say that behind all the smiles and public appearances, he's stuck mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. One day, he's grinning like life is perfect, acting like everything is fine. But the next day, he's distant, quiet, and refusing to talk about anything real. And every time someone brings up Melody's name, he shuts down completely. That kind of pain? It doesn't just disappear. You can see it written all over his face. Martell tries to play it cool, but the truth is in the way he hesitates when talking about his future. The nervous laughs. The long silences. The way his answers seem made up on the spot. It's like he's still trying to convince himself that he's okay, even when everything around him shows otherwise. And let's be clear, Destiny didn't call him out just to stir the pot. She wasn't being messy. She was being honest. When she told him to go to therapy, it wasn't shade, it was a lifeline. She could see what most people were too afraid to say. That Martell hasn't moved on. He's pretending, walking forward with one foot still stuck in the past. He's trying to build something new without doing the real healing. And he's leaning on Ariane not because he's ready to love again, but because he needs someone to fill the space Melody left behind. Even Ariane seems to feel the shift. At first, she might have believed they were building something real. But now, she's watching the man she loves look lost, like he's physically there, but emotionally somewhere else. And fans picked up on it too. Social media was flooded with side-by-side clips showing Martell talking about Melody with passion and emotion. then turning flat and cold when speaking about Ariane. People started pointing out how he keeps slipping up calling Ariane his future, while constantly talking about his past as if he's still stuck in it. And let's not ignore the money issues. Behind closed doors, insiders say Martell's finances aren't what they used to be. Those big influencer deals? Drying up. Reality TV checks? Not the same anymore. Meanwhile, Melody's brand is only growing. She's getting booked for speaking engagements, landing deals, and being praised as a role model for strong women who walked away from toxic relationships. People want to hear from someone who grew from pain, not someone still causing it. Now, to be fair, no one's saying Martell doesn't love his kids. He really does. That part seems real and true. But even that love hurts. Every visit, every school event, every phone call reminds him of what he had and lost. It's like life keeps forcing him to replay the best moments of the life he destroyed. And the hardest part? He sees pieces of Melody in their kids. That's not peace, that's emotional purgatory. It's not just that Melody moved on. It's how she did it. Quietly. Gracefully. She didn't go on social media dragging his name. She didn't throw shade or clap back. She just healed. In silence. And that silence? That quiet confidence? It's louder than any words. Every time she posts a photo smiling, glowing, or doing well, it's a reminder to Martell that she didn't need him. He needed her. That's a heavy truth for any man to carry. Lately, people close to him say he's been stuck replaying old memories. Reading texts he never deleted. Rethinking arguments. Asking himself what if more than he ever did before. But that's not love. That's regret. And when you live alone with regret, it follows you around like a shadow. It speaks to you when the lights go out. It reminds you of every wrong turn. So now, the real question is, what comes next for Martell? Will he keep pretending he's building something new when deep down he's still trying to put together the broken pieces of his old life? Or will he finally face the truth, take accountability, and try to truly grow from his mistakes?